What's going on, people of YouTube? This is going to be my watch list for February 6th, 2019. Welcome to another video from my channel, Bulls to the Wall Trading. This is a channel that I created to encourage people to learn how to trade, so hopefully I do a good job of that. Just wanted to let you guys know to please check out my website, bullsthroughthewalltrading.com. I have some information on there that's beneficial to you guys. I have some courses on there. You can find my social media on there. And also I have a free newsletter, which means you would just have to provide me with your email address and I will send you a free newsletter. So check that out, bullsthroughthewalltrading.com. Also check me out on Twitter if you want to stay up to date with what I'm doing. And, every now and then I post some helpful tips or some really cool articles. Make sure you find me on there as well. And you can find that information on my website also. I have a free chat room through the Discord app. I will leave the link in the description of this video. And again, that's 100% free. And if you enjoy these videos, again, please subscribe and like, and ring that bell, and make sure you click that bell so you know whenever I go live, you can tune in. Before I get into the watch list, as always, just a disclaimer, I'm not a financial planner or a financial advisor, so anything that I discuss on here is just my personal opinion. I always encourage you guys to do your own research, and I stand by that. I'm not here to tell you guys what stocks to buy, what stocks to sell. I rather give you the tools and information and knowledge so that you guys can decide for yourselves what's good for you and what's not good for you. One thing I failed to mention is if you want to get in contact with me, if you might want to do maybe like a one-on-one session, maybe like an hour or so, you can contact me through my website. I have a contact area there. So if you want to get in contact with me and maybe we could work something out, you could do that through there. So I'm going to get into the watch list. So I do these videos. I separate them between day trading and swing trading. There's two totally different ways of doing things. So I like to do day trading first, and then I go into swing trading. So for day trading, I make sure I change my chart setup to a 1 day, 5-minute chart. So we do intraday, 1 day, and 5 minutes. All right, so this is not one of the stocks that is on my watch list. This stock did horrible today, which is Sprint. So the first one that I have is Snapchat. Symbol is SNAP. So this stock took off after the market closed. It had to get some good news. I don't really feel like reading it, but it made a huge jump. So when it comes to day trading, the way that I like to trade is I like to trade the high or the momentum. And in parentheses, just understand that there's many different ways of trading, and just because I trade this way does not mean that this is the best way that's going to work for you, or that this is the only way of trading. Everybody has different theories and different ways of looking at things, so just understand that there's different ways. So maybe my way doesn't make sense to you, and that's totally fine. But if it does make sense to you, then please continue watching and let me know if you learned something. So for day trading, I just like to trade the high or the momentum. So what does that mean? I like to look at a stock that does something like this, that just like shoots up and makes a new high, which you can see right here. It made a new high at $8.67. So what do? We identify that high and we draw a resistance line. Whoops, I don't want to draw two lines. We draw a resistance line at the high, which is $8.67. Now, where does the momentum or trading the high mean? What we want is we want the momentum to keep this stock moving up towards that high that it reached, and we want it to break through this ceiling or this resistance line, which is at $8.67, which again is the high. So what we want is the stock to come up, cross $8.67 with good volume, and then that could indicate that it could go up for a nice gain. Now, is that guaranteed that that's going to happen? Absolutely not. Nothing is guaranteed in the stock market, but it could present a nice opportunity. So you might be saying, well, what's good volume? Let's take a look at the volume from this candle right here. If you look over here, when I put my cursor on this candle, you'll see So for this candle right here, it was 3.2 million. That's beautiful. That's excellent. Now, if we look at, let's say this one, 250,000. So you could see the difference. Me personally, I like volume to be maybe 500,000 at the least, but the more volume, the better. So the volume is very, very important. So we want the stock to come up, cross $8.67, good volume, and we could put in an order above $8.67, and hopefully it works out our way. Like I said, it's not guaranteed that it's going to take off. It's not guaranteed that it's going to go up for a super gain. It could go up a couple cents and then come right back down. And this is what I always say in all my videos. You have to be ready for the worst. You have to have a backup plan. You have to have a strategy of what you're going to do in case things don't go your way, because these stocks have a mind of their own. And even though things might look perfect and everything's happening how you thought it would, in 1 second, everything can change. So just please keep that in mind. The next one is AMRS. All right, and here we have a similar situation. This stock was really not doing anything yesterday. It shot up in the pre-market, and then when the market opened, it just kind of started going down, and then slowly it started to come back up. So we identify the high. Where's the high? Right here at $5.84, and that's where we draw our resistance line. And we want the same thing to happen. We want the stock to start curling back up, cross $5.84 with good volume, and that could indicate that it's going to have a nice little pop to the upside. Again, is that guaranteed? Absolutely not. That's why I recommend that you have an exit strategy. And we could even make like a little flag pattern right here if we wanted to, but we're not going to do that. So yeah, this is another one, AMRS. We identified the high, and we just want the price to cross above $5.84 with good volume. And again, that could indicate a nice move to the upside. But also very, very important, have a backup plan, because these things move very, very widely. And if you're not ready for that, you could be in for a surprise. The next one is SPWR. This is kind of like a wild card. Again, stock wasn't doing much, and then it shot up, and then it kind of came back down. The reason I say this is a wild card is because the stock right now is at $5.93, and the high was $6.19. So it has a lot of ground to make up. But if it does start to come back up to $6.19, which is a long shot because it has a lot of room to make up. But if it does come up and cross it, I think a lot of people will be turned on to this stock because it's making such a big move. So this one most likely won't happen. From my experience, it'll be very unlikely. But if it does happen, it could be a good one. And then the same situation as always. We just want for the stock to start curling back up, test this resistance at 619, cross it with good volume, and then that could indicate a nice pop to the upside. Now let's look at some of this volume. And again, you could look it over here. Let's take a look at this candle. 34,000, that's nothing. 26,000, that's nothing. 12,000, that's horrible. Now let's take a look at this big candle. Okay, almost a million, that's huge. Now look at the move this candle makes in relation to the volume. Almost a million in volume, and look how it shot up. Let's look at this one. Way less. Let's take a look at this one. Less. This one less. So the volume is when people are buying and selling. So you want to be in a stock. If we're trading momentum, you want to be in a stock that's being traded a lot. So the more volume, the better it is for us. All right, so that's it for day trading. I'm going to switch it over to my swing trading watch list, and for that I change my chart from a 1 day 5 minute to a 1 year 1 day. Okay, so let me just get rid of all this stuff from the past. That's not useful anymore. All right, and the first one that I have is ITUB. All right, so for swing trading, I usually like to do bounce plays, which means I just find a support line and I draw it, which is this blue line that I have right here. And what I'm looking for is for a stock to come down, touch that resistance line, and bounce back up. So essentially, I want something like this to happen. Stock comes down, touches that line, and then it goes back up. So for this stock is coming down, I need it to come down a little bit more, show me that it's starting to bounce, and then I could get in on that stock because I'm bouncing, because I'm judging it off of what it's done in the past. So if we look over here, that stock did the same thing. It came down, it bounced off of this line right here, and it went up. So that's what I'm seeing, and that's what I'm hoping for. So hopefully this stock continues to go down and it starts to bounce off of this support line that I have drawn right there. CHK is the next one, and this is a similar situation. We have our support line right here. Why is that a support line? Well, because stock came down and it bounced off that line and it went back up, and it had some support right here. In this occasion, it broke through, but then it found support again here and probably here too. So now we want the same thing to happen. We want this stock to keep coming down, touch this support line, and show us that it's bouncing back up. Once we see that it's starting to bounce, we could say that it's a good opportunity to get in on that. Next one is OPK, I believe. Yep. Okay. So again, same situation. We have a support line that I have drawn here. Why is this a support line? Because the stock has rested on that line and it's bounced several times off of that line. And where is the stock right now? It's right on that line. It's resting right on that line. That's not a coincidence. It's there for a reason. If you look at what it did right here in the past, look at what it's doing right now. So tomorrow it's going to be a big day for this stock. It could either start to bounce back up, and that could be the opportunity we want, or it can go below the support line, and then at that point this stock is no longer good for us. But this one is probably the best one right now, just because it's right there on that support line, and tomorrow will be a deciding day. And the last one that I wanted to check out was NBEV. This one was the one that I mentioned. Okay, interesting. This one was the one that I mentioned and that I've been watching for the last couple of days to see what it's going to do, if it's going to break out. So it looked like it broke out, but not by much. Not really a strong move. This one is tricky right now. It started the day outside of these lines. It broke up, then it went back into the channel, if you will, that it was trading in, and then it finished the day above it. Only 8 cents though, so you could say technically it did break out of this channel or this flag, if you will, but it only went up 8 cents. So this one's still worth a shot to see what it's gonna do. What was the volume today? 10 million. Look at that. That's big. So again, this is for the day. We're looking at today's total volume for the day is 10 million. So this one, I would wanted to see a green candle instead of a red one, even though it's still positive for the day. I would have wanted to see a green candle. So that's all I have for you guys today, or tonight, I should say. Thanks so much for watching. Again, check out my website, bullswaltrading.com. Make sure you check out the free chat room. Make sure you check me out on the social media accounts. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to contact me if you want to set something up, maybe one-on-one class. You can contact me and we could work something out. With all that being said, guys, have a good night, and thank you so much for watching.